Hello and welcome back to yet another video in our continued journey of trying to master data and reason. And once again, our agenda is a lot more practice and trying to learn from sets as well as much as we can. So try out the questions given below and then join the discussion. And do not shy away from spending more time with the sets in case they are difficult in the beginning, because that is the primary skill that we want to master. That something was difficult or odd in the beginning, but I can plow through it, I can claw through it, I can fight through it and find some meaning. Some difficulties might still always be there, but I can struggle through it, and I don't always just give up immediately when the difficulty arises. So because that process is very, very important to develop muscle, right? So try the questions out, and one of them is fairly straightforward, so it's just like standard practice, and the second one might appear difficult on the surface, but I again ask you to read things carefully and try and translate them in your own language quickly and effectively. And if you do that, I promise you the set is very, very easy. So try it out and then join the discussion. So let's try this set out, and a fairly interesting one, because in the beginning it might seem quite heavy and dense and it might scare you. But if you understand the story, you will notice that finally, if you work the case out, you will realize that you just had to understand the story well. The number of steps required to get to the answer were quite small. So the story might be difficult to understand, but if you understand the story, then there were not 20 steps that you needed to do like you have had to do in a lot of previous sets. So the number of steps finally, if you understand the story, are fairly minimal. So your first task, your major task once again, was to understand the story well. So let's try that out. A new airlines company is planning to start operations in our country. Easy enough. The company has identified 10 different cities which they plan to connect through their network to start with. Okay, that is also fairly easy statement to understand. The flight duration between any pair of cities will be less than an hour. Okay. To start operations, the company has to decide on a daily schedule. So we are thinking of, in the final equation, we are thinking of 10 cities. We are trying to connect them. So create a small model for yourself, A, B, C, D. There might be a lot of cities. You are trying to connect them. So this is the kind of story that you might have to build, right? Connecting various cities. So that's the basic idea to get your brain warmed up. And then it says the underlying principle that they are working on is the following. Any person staying in any of these 10 cities should be able to make a trip to any other city in the morning and should be able to return by the evening of the same day. So that is a challenge of the network, that using that air flight network, any person should be able to go from any city to any city in the morning and should be able to come back by evening. Okay. So instead of 10 cities, if I just look at maybe 5 cities, I can connect all the cities directly. Or there might be cases, say there is another city F which is not directly connected to B, but you can go to E and then go to B. So there might be direct flights, or there might be these you go to a city and then hop on to another city. So these might be the possible ways the network is designed. So as of now, I have too little information to start designing the network in any form or manner. So the best approach once again would be to read the question, try and understand the process from there and focus my energies. So it says, if the underlying principle is to be satisfied in such a way that the journey between any two cities can be performed using only direct flights. So that means not only you want to have that underlying condition that anybody should be able to go in the morning and come back in the evening. Not only you want that, you want everything in a direct flight. Okay, so let me start working with that. And again, 10 is a big number, so maybe build a smaller story for yourself. Say there are 4 cities. You want a schedule or network in such a way that I should be able to go from any city to any city in the morning and come back in the evening. So say if you want to go from A to B in the morning, you want one direct flight like this. And in the same way, you want a flight from B to A also in the morning. Let me put a M there to say morning. You also need a flight in the evening for the guy who went from B to A. For him to come back, you need an evening flight from A to B. And you need an evening flight from B to A for this guy to come back. So let me call this the evening network. let me call this the evening schedule. So if I look at, I'm not even focusing at 4 cities right now, I'm trying to understand the process. If I look at any 2 cities and the challenge is direct flights only, I will need 2 flights in the morning and I will need 2 flights in the evening. So that is one idea. And the second idea would be that I have only worked for A and B, there is C and D also, and in fact in the actual problem there are 10 cities. So I have observed it for any 2 cities. Now I can maybe frame it like a basic combination question. How many ways of selecting 2 cities out of these 4? So if you have done PNC or basics of combination, this part should be very easy. That just the way I selected AB, I could select AC, I could select AD, I could select BD. How many ways of doing that? 4C 2 ways. So this represents the number of city pairs. And I just saw by observation that one city pair requires 4 flights to satisfy the underlying condition, which was that I should be able to go in the morning and come back by the evening, and the added condition of the question that I want a direct flight only. So between each city I wanted 4 flights. How many pairs of cities can I create out of 4 cities? 4C2 and 4C2 into 4. In case this is not making sense, just to take a longer approach, I can work this out slower and step by step, that okay, the same thing will work between A and C. That means 4 more flights here, morning, evening, total 4 flights. The same thing between A and D, 4 more flights here. Now if I think of B, A is already taken care of, C 4 more flights here, and connecting D 4 more flights here. If I think of C, already connected to A, already connected to B, now I have to think of D, 4 more flights here. If I think of D, he's already connected to everyone. So I could have done this manually also, but if you grab this idea that how many pairs of cities can you choose from 4, that calculation will become faster. Now if you understand the idea at a small level, at the big level I have 10 cities. So how many ways of selecting 2 out of them? 10C2. And each city pair will require 4 flights to be scheduled to meet the underlying criteria. So this is going to be my answer. Check the final value for yourself. Once again, I just want to go a little slower. Say there are 10 cities and let me call them A to J. And I start thinking, okay, that A will need to be connected to 9 more cities. So connection to 9 cities, and with each city I will have to multiply with 4 because 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. So the logic that we have seen earlier. And then again, let's say if I think of B, I will have to connect B with 8 cities only because its connection to A is already taken care of in this particular count. So B is the number of city pairs with B would be 8, and then for the next guy it would be 7, and for the next guy it would be 6, and for the last guy it would only be 1. And you can add this up and multiply it by 4 and you will get the same answer as earlier as 10C2 into 4. This discussion, for those who found this idea difficult, how am I using this expression to find a pair of cities, and I recommend that you go through basic permutations and combinations so that those kind of logics can be used in these kind of applications. But otherwise also we have just seen how to calculate it manually. Even that should not take too much time if you're clear about this idea. And again, something like this, this kind of counting, again by now you have done it multiple number of times, so even this should not be too much of a challenge. So I hope you observed that the question is dense in the language, but once you decode it, the logic was very easy, the calculation was very straightforward. So it won't take too much time if you understand the story well, and that's basically just reading and comprehension. So it says, the next part is, suppose 3 of the 10 cities are to be developed as hubs. Okay, let me give them names to start thinking with them. I say out of those 10 cities, these 3 are the hubs. Let me try and understand what that means. It says a hub is a city which is connected with every other city by direct flights each way, both in the morning as well as in the evening. So these 3 cities are connected to every other city. So let me put the other cities also, say D, E, F and up to J. The hub is connected to every city, both in the morning and in the evening. And it says that the hub is connected to every city by a direct flight each way, both in the morning as well as in the evening. So if I look at A and D as an example, there is a flight in the morning, direct flight from A to D. Direct flight from D to A also you have to figure that out, because at the hub you can have a flight originating as well as terminating, and essentially you are saying it has a direct connection with D, and this is in the morning, these two flights in the morning, and that means another two flights in the evening, the same logic as earlier. And that is going to happen with every city. So that is going to happen how many number of times? I have 7 cities remaining, 3 are taken as hubs in the story, and the rest of the non-hub cities. So A has to be connected to 7 cities, and with each city he will have 4 flights. So 7 into 4 so far. The same logic will work with B also, that B has to be connected to these 7 cities, and again if I put a plus here, again 7 into 4. All the A's flights connection to all of these cities, and then all the connection of B to all of these cities. Same thing for C. C will be connected to all of these cities. So once again let me add a 7 into 4. So I think you already have a 28 into 3 here. 7 into 4 is a 28, and that is happening 3 times. Have I covered the story? No. I should also worry about all the flights between A, B and C. So A has to be connected to B, so there will be 4 flights, 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. A has to be connected to C, so there will be again 4 flights, 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. B has to be connected to C, though there will be 4 flights again, 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. In case I misspoke, let me cover it again. 4 flights, 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. 4 flights, 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening. And again 4 flights between 4 and C, 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening, back and forth. So if I look at this number, 28 into 3, this is going to be 84, and 4 plus 4 plus 4 or 12 is equal to 96. So my final answer for this particular question should be option C, 96. So a very easy story to figure out. You just have to count and multiply and add at a very basic level. So I guess the only challenge was to read it well, and again in the exam scenario, not only read it well in a short amount of time. So you need that effective reading comprehension. So do work on that. So but I don't think it's difficult at all if you read it, right? So by now we should be really warmed up with the process. So I just know I have to read it, try and capture the information, and by the time I'm reading it and translating it, I will know that I will have the logic in my hand. So let's try this out. It says that suppose the 10 cities are divided into 4 distinct groups, G1, G2, G3, G4, having 3, 3, 2 and 2 cities. So there are 4 groups, G1, G2, G3, G4, 3 cities, 2 cities and 2 cities. Okay, very good. And that G1 consists of cities named A, B and C. So okay, G1 consists of cities A, B and C. Further, suppose that direct flights are allowed only between 2 cities satisfying one of the following. So more rules are given in the story. First part says both cities are in G1. Direct flights are allowed only between 2 cities satisfying one of the following. Both cities are in G1. If the cities are in G1, you can have direct flights. And remember, you want that underlying condition of having it in the morning as well as in the evening. So you know between A and B you will have 4 flights. Between B and C also you will have 4 flights. Between A and C also you will have 4 flights. And you're taken care of in this particular story. The next was between A and any city in G2. Okay, so G2 has 3 more cities. I don't care about the name, say there are X, Y and Z. A can have direct flights between any of the cities in G2. That means I'm just drawing a single line now. 4 flights here, 4 flights here and 4 flights here. That covers both to and fro and morning and evening. So I don't have to worry about things anymore. Third is between B and any city in G3. Okay, G3. But G3, remember, only has 2 cities. So say the cities are P and Q. This naming is not necessary. This is just for easy conversation. Between B and any city in G3, that means you want direct flight connecting B to both P and Q. That means 4 flights here and 4 flights here. And lastly, between C and any city in G4. C and any city in G4. Again, G4 will have 2 cities, let's say named S and T, and the same logic, C has to be connected to T and C has to be connected to S. So 4 flights and 4 flights. And again I will notice that by the time I read and translate the question and play with it, I'm already done. It says then the minimum number of direct flights that satisfies the underlying principle of the airline. I was already thinking with the underlying principle, and I have already calculated all the flights. So 4 and 4 and 4, that is 12, and 12 flights here, that is 24, 28, 32, 36 and 40. So the minimum number of flights required in this particular story with all the conditions given is 40 flights. So, and that's it, you are done with the problem in almost no time. Actually, let me keep this data here because the next question is almost identical. Suppose the 10 cities are divided into the same G1, G2, G3, G4 groups, and the same rules are given. Both cities are in G1, between A and any city in G2, between B and any city in G3, between C and any city in G4. So the first part is completely identical word by word, and the next part says, however, due to operational difficulties at A, it was later decided that only flights that would operate at A would be those to and fro from B. That means all of these flights are ruled out from the story, because the only flights that are allowed are between A and B, and you have that number already. There are overall 4 flights between them, and all of these flights are getting disconnected as of now. But what is going to happen to the rest of the connection? And it says cities in G2 would have to be assigned to G3 or G4. So these 3 cities will be assigned to either G3 or G4. Maybe some will go to G3 and some will go to G4. I have no information where they will go, but they will be assigned to these 2 groups. And again, understand what does this mean. B was connected to the G3 group and C was connected to the G4 group. It does not matter actually who's connected there. Say this city X is moved to this group G3. Now B will have 4 more connections to X, just the way it had 4 with R and 4 with Q. Now you have 4 more with X. So if you move X here, you will have 4 more flights added. So if you move X here, you will have 4 more flights added in the story. So if you notice, earlier X was getting that 4 connection from A, now it is getting it from B. So actually these flights, even though you cancel them out, they are later reappearing. So notice that process and your job will be done faster. Plus it will be a little more elegant in our thinking. And again, if I am getting, so again let me continue that process. Does it really matter if I put X to G3 or G4? Even if I put him to G4, let me forget these 4 flights connecting B and X. Now X is in G4. Now C will have 4 extra flights to X. So those flights that got cancelled here will still show up no matter where city X goes to, whether G3 or G4. So you have to understand that process, and maybe you won't even need to put this much detail into the story. You will understand it far more commonsensically and intuitively. I'm just covering everything because we don't have a direct feed, so better to cover every possible idea in the first go itself, right? And if I understand this logic, the same thing is going to happen for Y. Y is not connecting to A anymore, but it still needs to be connected to either B or C. So whatever flights you cancelled here will still show up. So overall, remember, rewind and check back again. You had 4, 4, 4. Overall, 12 flights getting cancelled here. Those 12 flights are definitely getting replaced here. So no loss has happened so far. Now observe the process again. That means these cities moving into other groups, the number of flights has not changed at all. That means the only loss that I am experiencing in the number of flights is between A and C. You had 4 flights between A and C, but nothing is allowed. Only between A and B you can have a flight. That means this is not allowed, and that means overall there is a loss of 4. And that's what the question said. What would be the maximum reduction in the number of direct flights as compared to the situation before the operational difficulties arose? So before there were no difficulties, you had 40 flights. And now because of your operation difficulty, you are losing 4 flights. That means the maximum reduction in the story is 4. So again, on the surface, it might seem very, very challenging. Where will the cities go? What is going to happen? But as usual, you will notice that the logic is simpler than the terror. So work on the simple idea, take one as an example maybe to solidify the process as such, and then you are done because the logic is fairly straightforward. and the answer you can calculate in almost no time, because you will notice that this is the only loss.